Welcome to Pop It Up! I am Danny Otto. Joining with me tonight, it's the one, the only, #Corners!
Oh God, I'm second. Hello everybody, how are you? I wasn't ready.
I was like, I knew Tim got you at the beginning, like when he was during the pre-show stuff, like by surprise, like called you in. So I was like, let me see if I can get her twice in a row.
Hello everyone, welcome. Good morning.
What? Are you hoping that people are gonna watch this the next day that missed it tonight?
No, I just woke up. No, I'm just kidding. I haven't. I've been up since 7. Let's go. Who else is here?
All right. So Pete had to do something that Pete has to do. Anyway, joining with us tonight, it's the one, the only, it's Paul!
That's right, folks. It's going to be one of those shows. Great to be here.
Hi, Paul. How's it going?
It's going pretty good. I mean, everything is locked down around me for the foreseeable future, but otherwise, like, great.
Ooh. All right. So let's talk about some fun stuff that you can't. Well, we'll talk about some fun stuff that you can do while you're locked down. Then we've got plenty of stuff to talk about that you can do that you don't have to leave for.
Heck yeah.
First thing you can order online is the pop of the night. It's the red metallic Mandalorian pop. This thing's pretty cool looking. I tend not to go for the metallics just because they usually do a ton of them. Like I know during like Endgame they did like 6 different Hulks in different colors, like all the Infinity Stone colors and everything. But if this is the only metallic Mandalorian one that they do, then you know what? I'm all for it for Target exclusive. There you go, Target. Like I'm not gonna buy it, but I think other people should. Yeah.
Great product description, Danny. Good job. A+.
Look, everybody knows how I feel about Target and getting pops that are Target exclusive pops. They're horrible about like distribution and quality of them. I have a lot of problems with Target, but the pop itself is
a deeper hole there, Danny.
Are you sure you just don't like the color red?
Oh no, I like the color red. Wait. I like the color red. Woo.
Your hair is purple now.
I saw what you did there. I changed it back to blue. Anyway, all right. So we had some breaking news before we get into Mandalorian review / spoilers for this week. We had to note on the breaking news that just happened hours ago. Basically, I believe it was 1:30 Eastern today. Warner Brothers announced that their entire 2021 movie slate will be going to HBO Max and theaters at the same time. That's 17 movies that will be premiering both in the theaters and on HBO Max at the same time. Now, they're not going to be permanently on HBO Max. I believe the number was 31 days that they're going to stay on HBO Max before they're going to go off and maybe go to other places. I'm not sure what the plan is post that, but it's basically going to work like Wonder Woman 1984 is going to work, where it's going to be in the movies and on HBO Max for a limited amount of time. So anybody who is an HBO Max subscriber gets all of these movies. Some of those movies are Dune, the new Dune that's coming out, Matrix 4, The Suicide Squad, Space Jam 2. I know there's a ton of them, 17 in total. What do you guys think about this?
You want to go first, Corey?
Yeah, I mean, I know that a lot of people are kind of confused. I mean, I think that really you kind of got to look at HBO. You remember back in the day, HBO used to be like the thing. Like if you had HBO, you were the cool guy. And they've obviously dropped from that spot with Netflix and Hulu and now Disney Plus. And I think Warner Media, who, owns HBO, they're kind of trying to fight back with this. And I actually think that this is a good thing, especially right now in the US with COVID times, because it allows people to experience it how they want to experience it. If they want to experience in the safety of their home, or if they want to go to a movie theater, they have those options. So like, I'm actually for it. I mean, it's great. I'm the type of person that would sit on my couch and watch it. I'm not a movie theater person, but maybe you guys are. So what do you think?
Paul?
I much prefer going into the theater to see any of these movies that they've got coming out, especially the big ones, Wonder Woman, In the Heights, I'm really pumped for next year. I think everybody's really still happy that the Batman is 2022 now instead of 2021. For Warner Brothers, really, when you hear HBO Max is Warner Brothers Plus. And the reason that they're doing this is because they need to compete with Disney in terms of their subscriber numbers. They can see that, theaters are not going to be able to bring in the same sort of revenue going forward. It's going to be about streaming. Disney doesn't pay for licensing fees. They bought Fox for $71 billion so they could get their catalog along with theirs. They don't pay anything for licensing, and they're going to start making serious money off of Disney Plus. So this makes, from a business end of things, very much good sense to start trying to build up their subscriber base, because they're only at about half of what Disney Plus has. So I understand the move. I'm very curious to see how many subscribers that they have by the end of the year. But the other thing is HBO Max is not currently internationally available to everybody. So we might start to hear about some piracy issues on their end as well with all these big movies that are coming out. So we'll see. I'm happy that people are going to get to experience way more media and good films next year as opposed to this drought that we went through in 2020. But I'm still a theater guy through and through.
I before we move on, I just want to say really quick, I totally agree with Paul. I was the big, I want to see it in the theater before I see it at home, or before anybody else does, because I don't want it to be, I don't want to be miss out on it, basically. I want to get that experience. But, 2020 has really scared me as far as, wanting to be in public a lot. So, for me, this is, there's a lot of movies that I want to see that are all on hold. Everybody knows I'm kind of more of an MCU guy. I wonder how long Black Widow is going to be on hold. I wonder, if this is going to be the test, if Disney Plus is just waiting, or if Marvel is just waiting to see how this does, and if HBO Max jumps up with tons of subscribers and stuff like that with this news, if then it's going to be a race to okay, everybody's throwing movies out now and making deals with other people. We could see other places making deals with Netflix and saying hey, these set of movies are going to Netflix while they're in theaters too in 2021. We can start seeing a crazy race. It's an interesting thing to keep tabs on and see, but I definitely agree. Pre-2021, I was a big, I want to see it in the theaters. I want to get that experience first type of thing. So I understand both sides of it. Right now, in the mode that I'm in, I'm going to stay home. I want to stay home. And so I still want to see these. So anyway, moving on, we have to talk about the new episode of Mandalorian. Don't know where Paul just went. Anyway, so the perfect person to talk about the new episode of Mandalorian is Corey.
Dum dum da dum da dum. Oh, there he is.
Hey!
He heard Mandalorian. You got what's Indiana doing?
So she's just whimpering because she wants to meet the dogs next door. It's okay, Indy. It's okay. Come here.
All right.
Mandalorian?
Yes. So Paul, so many things happened. The biggest thing, at least for me, I'll say first, is we got live action Ahsoka. I got what I wanted. The season's not over yet. We didn't get a Luke Skywalker moment where it was just the very end of the season. I'm super happy with Rosario Dawson's portrayal of a live action Ahsoka. I thought it was great. I really hope we see more of her. I would love to see some sort of maybe Ahsoka spinoff and see where she's been, what she's been doing. As even past that, we got Baby Yoda's name. We got Grogu. That's what we know from now on. That's Baby Yoda's name.
Yeah.
And then even into the episode, what it could possibly mean potentially moving forward. We got Admiral Thrawn name drop, and it could possibly be connecting now to Rebels. We could go in completely crazy different direction. We could see Mando meet up with Luke Skywalker. The timing for everything is insane. What did you think? I can talk about this forever.
It was a real mind-blowing episode for crossing over animation into live action. I totally agree. Rosario Dawson looked fantastic as Ahsoka Tano, and she really kind of fit as the character. And I think a big reason for that is because this episode was directed by Dave Filoni, who is the creator of Clone Wars and one of the creators of Rebels. So he was, owning the character when bringing her in. I think it was a great, great episode for him to be the person to debut her. But we got so much more. We got backstory on Grogu, which is a word I guess we all have to know now. But we also got Mandalorian is so good at doing little pops for fans, like little moments that you can really attach to. And, having seen Michael Biehn dropped in there, playing Space Johnny Ringo, and Admiral Thrawn getting name dropped, all this stuff, it's like it makes your nerd brain explode. What's cool is we're getting to the final 3 episodes of the season now, and if you look back to season 1, this is where we started to see some of the characters from earlier episodes start to show back up. So who do we want to see in these last couple episodes? They're saying the last couple for the season are going to be pretty wild. One of the directors we still have yet to see is Robert Rodriguez himself, Mr. El Mariachi, and violence all over the place. So I'm so excited to see where this is going to go. But it was a very, very heavy episode on backstory. Grogu is 50 years old. He's been trained by multiple Jedi Masters, and yet he still was eating all those eggs that that woman depended on for the future of her ancestral line. That part was still very messed up to me. I think he still might be a little monster, but yeah, I am so excited to see where the series is going to go from here.
Do you have any predictions really quick on what you think could potentially? Because we know there's going to be a major cliffhanger. This isn't going to be season 2, we're done, everybody, good night. This is so they're going to have something to grab everybody and really go. We're going full steam crazy into season 3. What do you think's going to happen? What are these last 3 episodes going to build towards? What do you think they're going to do in season 3 to up it even more? What do you think?
It's so hard to predict because they've already thrown in so many Star Wars references that you didn't expect to get from a series like this, that we're seeing the connection of Rebels. We might, the tease that I saw from this last episode that I think we'll kind of see play out is that Ahsoka, weirdly enough, at the end of the episode is just nah, I'm not going to train him, but go to this other Jedi temple and he can reach out through the Force and another Jedi might reach out to him. So I think that is what we should be expecting, is who is the other Jedi who's going to show up on this show. And that's what I think is really, really exciting.
Okay. So there are 2 routes that can go with this, and one of which would be absolutely hilarious because it would be maddening. And the other would tie amazingly into Star Wars Rebels and Thrawn and all of this. But what would be absolutely hilarious, because it would be maddening, would be if we got a Luke Skywalker moment in The Force Awakens where the Jedi that reaches out is Luke Skywalker at the last 30 seconds of season 2. And then it just goes to black. And that's your what is going to happen next type of thing. You know what I mean? Because in the time period, it's before Kylo Ren. So it's before Luke has hidden himself away for forever. And it's after the destruction of the second Death Star. So Luke's out there. He's in the universe. So it would just be, I think it would be hilarious in how maddening it would be if that's exactly what they did again.
No, Billy, no.
I saw that, Billy.
There's some really cool fan art out there that shows Sebastian Stan playing a young Luke Skywalker, and I would be all for that. That'd be really cool.
Yeah, he could pull it off really well. We know that they have the ability to de-age actors. We could still get Luke Skywalker as de-aged. Stuff like that. Anything's possible, but I just think it would be hilarious in the fact that how maddening that would be. But anyway, we got to move on. We're going to keep developing that. What do you guys think? Let us know in the comments. Keep putting it in the chat what you guys think could happen, what you want to see happen. Anyway, so over the holiday break, we had Thanksgiving, we had all this stuff, but Marvel did a really awesome tribute to the late Chadwick Boseman. And they did a tribute that they've only done one other time, and they actually did it for Stan Lee after he passed. And it was Chadwick Boseman's birthday. He would have been 44. And so what Marvel did was they inserted him into all of the Marvel stuff that rolls before all of the Marvel movies. I think we have a clip of it. Guys, can we show that?
Yeah, there's not a lot to say about it other than that it's a supremely classy gesture by Marvel. Like you said, they've only done this before with Stan Lee after he passed away, and Captain Marvel was coming out a couple months later. This is going to live on Disney Plus pretty much forever now. Disney Plus is not going anywhere, so the original Black Panther movie is forever going to have that stamp on it, and I think that's a really, really cool move and a really cool tribute for the late great Chadwick Boseman.
I absolutely agree. So, all right, guys, you wanna try another crack at MCU in 60? See if we can beat our number.
Yeah, beat that number 4.
I'm feeling pretty good about it. We got a new player in with us. We don't have Pete to slow us down. Corey, I think we can do it. What do you think?
Okay.
What do you think?
I'm ready.
But I mean, what do you think? Don't start the timer yet. Do you think we can do it? I want to know.
I think we can do it.
Okay. All right. Start that timer. All right. So Jamie Foxx in a recent tweet said that he would be happy to return as Electro in the MCU Spider-Man 3 in the Spider-Man 3 MCU universe. So now he's being a little coy with things. We're gonna follow on this story, but now we don't know for sure.
No, he's full of crap. Moving on. The Marvel fans got to enjoy the fact that Daredevil rights reverted to Marvel this weekend, and hashtag Save Daredevil was trending all weekend. I want to see Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio in the MCU. Get on it.
Yeah.
Hailey Steinfeld officially confirmed as Kate Bishop in MCU Hawkeye series alongside love of my life, Jeremy Renner.
We've got a lot of high quality images of that, and not only that, but we've got the
move on, Danny. Move on. We've got 10 seconds.
Alfred Molina is rumored for a Doc Ock return. This would be incredible if we got it, and more fire on the multiverse theory. Keep going, Paul.
Bam.
Bam, bam, bam.
Damn it!
We ran out of time, but Thanos might be an Eternal. Look it up. Figure it out for yourselves.
Check the link. All right. So
was that 5?
That counts as 5. We fit it in there.
Score.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I just had to expand a little bit. Anyway, so the last thing that I wanted to make sure that we mentioned before we got into hashtag or anything like that is, I don't know if you guys have watched the series on Netflix yet. The Movies That Made Us. They had a season 1, which had 4 episodes to it, which were absolutely incredible. But for the holidays, which meant starting December 1st, they had 2 new episodes. And now it's under a little bit of a different title, but still there. It's the holiday movies that made us. And it's Elf and Nightmare Before Christmas. I watched both of these. They're absolutely incredible. Did either one of you guys get a chance to check these out yet?
That is a negative, sir.
I have not been able to check out either of the new episodes, but the episodes that came out last year under the title The Movies That Made Us, which were Home Alone, Ghostbusters, Dirty Dancing, and what was the
Die Hard. Die Hard.
Yeah, I watched all of those last year, and this series is absolutely amazing. Huge fan of it. They really do deep dives and pull out all the really interesting trivia that you didn't know. So I'm all for these, especially Elf. Huge fan of that. However, here is my one beef with the producers. You have listed these titles under the name The Holiday Movies That Made Us, these 2 new episodes, which infers that in the original 4 episodes, you are saying that both Die Hard and Home Alone are not Christmas movies. Now, we've all debated Die Hard for a really long time, but listen here, sirs. If you are going to try and convince me that Home Alone is not a Christmas movie, then you sons of probably fine people, because I'm a big fan of your work. Really, it's a great show. You are wrong. I will fight you on it. Probably not really, but no. Home Alone is a Christmas movie. We are not having this discussion right now. That's it.
All right, so let's move on to some hashtag. Let's go for that.
Hashtag.
Nothing. It's broken. Tim. All right. So to kick this story off, I'm gonna honestly say that I thought Pete was gonna be here, and both me and him have thrown this story back and forth. as I've teased a lot of times, I know Pete and I want to do a mini episode series of mystery stuff. And this was going to be one. This is one we've been tossing back and forth because there's been update after update after update. And it's been very weird. And I really appreciate that a lot of people in the population have also been posting about it, not only in our group, but on their pages and on other pages like MMA Junkies pages. I've seen some postings about this. I'm talking about the monolith that appeared in Utah and then disappeared and then appeared in Romania and hasn't. I don't know if it's disappeared yet. I read one story that said that one disappeared, but then I read another that was more recent that said it was still there. And then now there's one in California also. One appeared in California.
And the one in California is on top of a mountain.
Yes.
Like what? Okay, if this is a hoax, like just props to them, but I don't know that it is.
Okay, first of all, if they can get 5 Game of Thrones out into the world somewhere, they can get a monolith somewhere. But just to clarify, the one in Utah did not disappear. There are photos of people dismantling it because it was one on public property, and 2, they didn't like the fact that people were going to the area causing erosion and trash and stuff. And a stuntman actually took it down, and he took credit for taking it down. And there's like photos and videos of them basically like they spent 20 minutes digging it out of the ground. They pushed it over, they chopped it up and put it in a wheelchair and wheeled it out of there.
Now, when he touched it, did it cure him of all his ailments?
You know what? I never got that far in the article, but
good on Utah for keeping it clean. Just environmentally, good stuff.
But there's still one in Romania and in California. This would be really interesting if they just start popping up in other random places. Like it goes one international, then one back in the States, then one international, then one back in the States. That'd be pretty funny. So we're going to keep an eye on it. Population, if you hear any more stories, keep an eye on it. Paul, do you have a theory? Oh, thanks. That's my uncle Damon. He said it's a hoax. Thanks.
Hi, Uncle Damien.
I'm probably inclined to agree with your uncle that it's probably a hoax, or at least some of them are a hoax. But then again, we never really, any of us came to reconcile with the fact that UFOs were confirmed this year. So it's all out there. It's certainly possible that this is more than we know.
It's the 5G towers. It's 5G towers.
This was supposed to be a Pete segment, though. He's the theory guy.
I'm gonna stamp it now. It's new 5G towers. They look like that, and no one's saying anything. And now they're very pissed because they were trying to extend the 5G coverage in Utah, and now it's taken down. So you're welcome, Utah. Now you don't have 5G. Anyway, moving on to
faster internet's worth it.
To a very disturbing live action Big Red Dog. If we can throw up, this is one of my favorite memes that we got so far. Can you take down the banner so we can see? Tim, yeah, there we go. Clifford looks weird. I don't like it. Why is it realistic? It's literally a Big Red Dog. That looks like Corey's dog.
It does. It looks like Brogan. I know what Brogan's going to be for Halloween next year.
Yeah, we were already talking about this. This is exactly your dog.
He'll probably look more like the real Clifford the Big Red Dog when you do it. Like this is not Clifford the Big Red Dog. It looks, I'm sorry, it looks kind of creepy.
What would you think that Clifford would be? He would be a giant red lab, right?
Okay, that's like largest. That is not like the definition of big based on, I grew up on this cartoon, okay? I'm calling out bullshit. Everybody who bullied studios into fixing Sonic, we all got to get back together, greater good here. We all need to just attack the studios viciously until they force all their animators to do serious amounts of overtime that they are not going to get paid for. It's because it's all for the consumer. We all know what needs to be done.
The greater good. No, I mean, I understand it doesn't look great. And here's what I'm hoping. Just the back of my head as somebody who doesn't like to cause a big money loss for someone. I hope this was like a tester and they were just like, yeah, let's do a little bit. And they're just like, let's throw this out and see if people like it or hate it. So it's not like they're reshooting or they're redoing everything for a half-made movie already or something like that. I hope it's just a little bit. And so they just had to kind of, somebody's got to work overtime for like a week or something like that. But that's it.
I'm just saying, if this is how Clifford the Big Red Dog looks, I mean, when they eventually do the live action Johnny Bravo, I can't wait to see what his hair looks like.
They already had one of those on the internet. By the way, this was a Pete question. We didn't get to it because Pete's not here, obviously. But Pete asked, "What do we think? What character or cartoon character from childhood or now would you guys like to see brought to life, like given the real life treatment?" I did say Johnny Bravo, and I what I'd really like to see is like a real life Archer, because I think we could pull it off, and I think it would be perfect because they're very close to real life people as it is. But what do you, just on the spot, Paul? So if you don't have something good, just throw anything out. What do you think?
Oh, live action childhood show. Shaolin Showdown. Anybody else watch that show? I would absolutely love to see some kind of live action version of that. That would be really cool to me. Nobody else? No, it's pure silence. Okay. Shaolin Showdown. Look it up. It was an awesome cartoon back in the day. Anyways, Tim really wants us to move on.
Corey, I would say Bob's Burgers for you. Why didn't you even, you didn't even put that?
No, because I don't believe in the live action remake. It takes the magic out of an animation. Absolutely not. No, I'm not getting rid of my values and my beliefs just to give you an answer, Danny.
But you can get the regular people.
No. The magic of Bob's Burgers is the fact that it is an animation. And you will not take that away from me. Moving on.
I don't want to move on to a sad thing. I'll extend this. I'd rather get beaten up by Corey than.
Oh no, I'll move on to the sad thing. All right, so
be our guest.
So in the past week, we found out last week that David Prowse, who was an actor famous for playing the body of Darth Vader in the original Star Wars trilogy, he passed away, I believe, at the age of 85, which was incredibly sad. However, well, first off, yes, love this graphic here. There's actually 4 people who were part of playing the original Darth Vader. We all know James Earl Jones as the voice. Sebastian Shaw, though, played the face when they eventually did the reveal. David Prowse is the body underneath it all, and Bob Anderson did all the stunts. Now, when I was looking up David Prowse, I actually found out a really kind of cool, nice tidbit about him that I thought I would share. So the original Star Wars came out in 77? In 1976, he actually started to play in the UK a superhero on a PSA for children learning how to look both ways before crossing the street. I guess in the late 70s, this was a real problem. He then became the Green Cross Code man and would teach children about how to look both ways and check themselves before they cross the road. I think we actually have a clip of it if Tim wants to throw it.
We do. We got a clip.
Congratulations. You really know what you're doing. Always use the Green Cross Code, because I won't be there when you cross the road.
Yeah, so super cool that he did this back in the day and was like his own little superhero. But between 1976 and 1980, which goes a couple years after he started playing the role in Star Wars, he was going from school to school 5 days a week teaching children about this. And supposedly they say that the program was of the Green Cross Code. By the time it was done, they believe it saved about 250,000 lives of young children across the street. So I want to take this moment to say salute to you, David Prowse, and everyone else who was involved in that project. You will be missed, sir.
The hell were kids doing before him? Like, just like, I don't see anything.
It's the 70s, man.
Literally just like running out, not even looking at all. Like, holy shit, man.
Okay, for the record, he had to return to the role in like the mid 2000s to talk to young people who couldn't stop looking from their phones as they crossed the road. There's literally like an 80-year-old him doing the PSA because people are looking at their phones. So don't talk shit at the young kids, Danny.
No, it's young kids. Both generations of young kids. Like, the fuck, man? That's
kids,
my one.
What's the matter with these kids today? Anyways, transition.
Transition to video game.
Game time! 3, 2, 1, go!
Corey, I heard you have some lovely stories for video games tonight.
I do. Oh, first on the list, we have an opening date for Super Mario World or Super Super Nintendo World
There we go.
in Japan for February 4th, 2021. And it's kind of a bummer because I know we were supposed to get it in Florida first before Japan, but I'm kind of, I think with all the people involved in the contracts, we're still going to get it. So you can either have patience and faith or buy a ticket to Japan. It's up to you. But they did come out with a few of the first look pictures. And honestly, this is like a Nintendo fan's wet dream. It is basically an amusement park that is packaged up to look like a video game. And I am here for every single second of it. And it's not just because, like, obviously I want to go, but there's one particular ride and it's called the Koopa's Challenge. And it's like a 4-seater. And you go with Mario and Luigi, and you basically throw turtle shells to overturn your opponents and win the race. But the cool thing about it is that it comes with an AR headset. And it's actually the first moving ride that comes with AR technology. And if you've played Pokemon Go, you know that the really neat thing about AR is that you have the ability to be in the virtual world and the real world at the same time. So this kind of opens up a bunch of opportunities as far as like creating different experiences for the same ride, or even creating personal experiences for the same ride. Like, can you imagine if something like this was on a roller coaster? So I'm actually kind of thinking that like the success of this park, and particularly the success of this ride, could basically slingshot us into what we could consider next generation amusement parks. But I mean, are we going? Yes. No?
Are we going to Japan?
If America doesn't get it first, then no.
But I mean, we're supposed to get it in Florida. They're still making it in Florida. We should get it with Universal Studios. It's just that,
are we
COVID.
going? Are you asking? Are we going to Florida? No, I'm not going to Florida.
Oh my God! All right.
Well, okay. So
at least not this year or next year. I'm probably not going to Florida in 2021.
See,
after that though.
When I see the design of this park, it like my ideal experience with this park would be that I like black out and wake up in the middle of the park with no context, like the beginning of The Hunt or something like that, with no context, and just have to like figure out like what's real, what's not, like what's going on with all these characters. To me, that'd be like the dream version of this park, and like experiencing it for the first time is just like, what's going on? I have no memory.
You have weird dreams.
So that's the extra package. It's called the Blackout Experience, and it's where you sign a
really
waiver.
Drunk.
Yeah, you sign a waiver, and you don't know when it's gonna happen, but at some point, somebody's gonna capture you,
kidnap you,
and and you're just gonna be gone. You're gonna be gone for 10 days. You don't know when or where you're gonna enter the park or when, and that's it. It's the Blackout package.
Gang, I think we got a business.
Okay, that's terrible. Moving on.
Moving on.
Bud Light came out.
Help us black out.
Bud Light made a video game console that also cools 2 beers, and it comes with a controller, the console, which is the part that cools the 2 beers. It comes with a couple of preloaded games like Tekken and Soul Calibur, and it is played through a projection screen or through a projector. But at first I was like, okay, this kind of seems pretty cool. But then, like, in my mind, all I see are like a bunch of dumb drunk boys like surrounded like a little tiny projection screen trying to play these video games. It doesn't mean I'm not going to get it. Like, I mean, Danny, you going to buy this for me? Danny, I will trade you a plastic dinosaur.
No.
This video game console.
No, see, you already on record saying you were going to do that for me for Christmas. So if you want to trade other gifts,
right? But this would be my Christmas gift, Danny.
Yeah, but you just said trade gifts, so
right, because that's what you do. You give me a gift, I'm going to give you a gift.
Gotta. How do you know I haven't picked out your gift already? It's already December. You don't think
return it? Give it back. Return it.
I don't know if you want to do that. Anyway.
All right. Well, Balenciaga has a gift for us. They have created a video game to debut their fall and winter 2021 clothing line. And it's basically a browser-based walking simulator that you just like go into an exhibit and talk to people and look at clothes. It's basically like all the boring points of a video game. Which it's really weird to me that Balenciaga would target like in the video game community, just because like Balenciaga socks are $125, and I am normally either wearing what I wore to bed last night or what I plan on wearing to bed later. So it just, I don't know, it just doesn't really fit in the sphere as far as I'm concerned. But it does kind of bring the question up of whether or not video games are the next big promotional and marketing item. Like, have we finally, as video games and gamers, have we finally broken that stereotype of like not being part of the, are we real people now? Are we real people? Can we have our respect?
No.
I'm not sure if I'm a real person or just like a real life cartoon.
This could all be a simulation.
I'm somewhere in between, I feel like, because I've jumped up and stayed in the air for a little too long a couple of times. So I'm somewhere in between cartoon and real life. Anyway, the only thing I can think is their pitch was, hey, you know all that boring stuff that happens during video games? Like all the stuff that happens between the action that normal players like? Well, we're going to make a game just about that to display our clothes, because that's the target market we're going for. People that like all the in-between stuff of action video games. And those are the people we're going to target for our new clothing line.
Good job, Balenciaga. I'm there for it. But I think we have something that has a little bit better of an audience.
Oh, are we talking about product of the night?
Maybe.
Product of the night.
So for product, we don't have you threw it to it like we were gonna throw to like another cutscene. We don't have a product of the night cutscene, but I did want to skip. There's the first product of the night I wanted to skip only because I know Pete was really interested in it, so I want to save it for when Pete's back. So we're gonna skip that product of the night. We're definitely gonna keep it. We're definitely gonna use it. But the first alternate is the Blanc masks. These things are awesome looking. They look like Daft Punk masks. I was telling one of my roommates about this. I kind of want it, but I don't want to wear it out. I just want to kind of wear it as if it was like one of the Marvel masks that I have, and just like wear it on the show every once in a while. But these are like legit. Like you can back this on what am I looking for? Kickstarter. And get like an early bird package for $79 right now. You can back this product, but these are full face coverage for the pandemic. Like, I mean, they have HEPA filters in them. They're full enclosure for your face. I mean, these are supposed to be top of the line for protection and stuff like that.
We don't think this is a little much. I think this is a little much.
Exactly, but that's the thing. Like, that's why I'm saying, I'm like, I don't want them to wear them. I just kind of want one because it looks like the Daft Punk masks.
Counterpoint, hasn't this year been a little much?
I feel
like
you,
this,
but this is
Corey,
like one
Corey,
step
are you telling me
that.
Corey, you're telling me that this is your breaking point for like this year's too much. I can't deal with it.
Right. Listen, I don't really want to hide all of this face, so it would not be for me. However, Danny.
Thanks for that. Thanks for that. But you know what? Hey, if they're watching, or if we send this to them later and you want to sponsor me, I'm 100% in. Like, I'll get a little lavalier mic. I'll wear the masks for an episode. You send me a couple different faceplates. I'll wear each different one for a different segment. I'm in.
Send any free things.
Sponsor me. I'll do it, and it'll be No! Still here!
Starlight for the win.
That needs to be burned with fire and deleted from the internet.
It's a digital file, so you can't light it on fire.
I can do, see? Whatever, Paul. I can do what I want. If I want to light an internet fire, I'm going to light an internet fire.
Okay, bye.
Sure.
Hey, wait, nobody else said the F word. Fuck. Yeah! Good night, everybody!
Oh, freaking crack.
I used everybody's F. That's me. That's our show. We'll see you guys next week. Good night, everybody! Woo!
Good night.
Oh!
Really?